Philadelphia is 2-0, and that matters, but fans are rightfully upset as the Bird offense laid yet another egg on Sunday through the air, resulting in some 2023 PTSD. With Jalen and AJ, they have faith they can fix it. Plus Za'Darius Smith's huge first impression, Vic Fangio's second straight domination of Patrick Mahomes, and why Drew Mukuba's big day has the rest of the NFL terrified of what's to come. I'm Thomas Mott. This is the Thomas Mott Show. Philadelphia's second straight win over the Chiefs on Sunday looked very different from their 40-point drubbing in Super Bowl 59. Jalen Hurts in the passing attack laid yet another egg, once again, leaving many fans already raising the red flags on a repeat of 2023. And yet, if you ignore the lack of air yards and passing creativity, which I'll get into, Sunday's win was actually one of the more promising I've seen. First, though, got some pretty exciting giveaways to announce. How about a signed full-size helmet by Nakobe Dean, Nolan Smith, and Jordan Davis? If you want to win this thing coming up soon, drop a like on today's video. Of course, be subscribed. Why don't you comment your big takeaway from Sunday's win down below? Now, I'd love to start with this defensive performance because they were fantastic, but the offensive struggles were somehow even more pronounced versus the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday than Philadelphia's lackluster Week 1 versus the Cowboys. As Jalen Hurts, once again, eclipsed 100 yards passing, but it was just by 1 yard, and really struggled all day to push the football vertically down the field. And this morning, on a Monday, if you're wondering what's the main problem with the Birds offense right now, honestly, I've watched the film and it's a mix of everything. First off, yes, Kevin Patullo is 100% part of the problem. He's been calling a very scared game plan through 2 weeks with very little variety. Jalen Hurts' passing chart, as you see here, features just one completion over 7 yards and 0 targets to the middle of the field. I mean, did Patullo not watch the Chargers' offensive tape versus KC last week? Justin Herbert lit up the Chiefs across the middle. For whatever reason, Kevin Patullo and Jalen refused to attack that same spot. Again, the blitzes we'll talk about that played a factor, but not copying what Herbert did a week prior is a really, really bad look from a game planning perspective. Also, Patullo, he's addicted to running out of the pistol with now back-to-back weeks, I can't believe this, where Philadelphia has only run from that formation 10 straight times. I mean, one example here, the deep ball to DeVonta Smith, which was completed and honestly great by Jalen and DeVonta, but the route concepts against what was an all-out blitz, it's all verticals. Like, where can Jalen Hurts actually go to the football if he doesn't just heave it up for DeVonta Smith? So, in short, yes, Kevin Patullo is a massive part of the problem right now. The good news is, one, they're 2-0, they're winning football games, and also it is very, very early in the season with plenty of time to figure things out.
I think the goal is to win the game. So, no matter what that looks like, I think the reason why people may talk about it because they want to know if it's substantial, and can you sustain that throughout the season. So, I think that's fair. I think that's a fair thing to talk about. But, our job is to continue to try to find a way to win. So.
Our job, especially, early in the season is, and what I've said constantly at team is find a way to win, take pride in winning any way that you possibly can, work to get better throughout the week, repeat. So, we got to keep getting better. I think there's no, I've said this before, I don't know if I said this to you guys, but I think that when you come off a season like we came off last year, I think the expectation is that you're going to pick up right where you left off. Well, there's steps to this, right? There's steps for all the teams that are playing right now, and there's steps to get better. So as you're getting better, our goal is to play our best football by the end of the year. As you're getting better, find ways to win, get better, and repeat.
Starting 2-0 has to mean something because think back to last year. Offense did struggle at times, and Hurts threw for just 183 yards in their Week 2 game versus Atlanta, but of course they lost that game. Same goes for the Week 4 disaster versus Tampa, offensive struggles. I'm all for improving the offense, obviously, but winning has to mean something in this league, and that was a very, very good win on Sunday.
Yeah, it was all moving so fast. I know the second half was really, we had some passes in there, but really, run dominant. But, I think moving forward, we'll have some breakthrough games where, our passing game is the numbers are there. But, right now we're focused on running the ball. And a big part of what we did last year was, play action, run, throw it deep, and then.
Also, I want to give a massive shout out to the sponsor of this video, Avaron Active. I think by now, most of you guys know that my wife and I are expecting our first child in a couple of months. And I love working out at the gym in the morning, but with the baby on the way, I've kind of been a little bit worried about how many workouts can I actually get in at the gym. But then I recently got the Avaron rowing machine, and now I think I have the perfect workout tool that I can obviously use from the comfort of my own home. Like this seat and the foot pads, super comfortable. They adjust really easily, and it's also very low impact and yet still hits 86% of your muscles. And the resistance goes extremely high, trust me here, that I can actually use it for simple back rows and strength workout as well. Plus the design, it's actually super compact. It stands right up very easily, by the way. Anyone could do this for easy, simple storage. Massive deal for me because our garage is a little bit crowded. And Averon has a ton of variety as well. Some days I'll hop into a coach class or play one of their many fun games. This one right here is extremely hard, by the way, just FYI. Or I'll race through one of their scenic worlds. You see I'm in Scotland right here, or even compete against my pastimes with their time machine feature. It really helps keep me engaged instead of just zoning out and rowing for 20 or 30 minutes. And the community side is really fun. Race against your friends or jump into group workouts and climb the leaderboard for a little friendly competition. Plus, Averon doesn't just stop at a rower. You want a treadmill, they have their gamified treadmill and bike as well if you want to switch things up. And right now, Averon is having their best prices really the entire year, and you can get $50 off any of their products. Use my promo code MOTT50 via the link down below in my description box. Now, of course, Kevin Patullo, he was bad, but this is not all on KP. Execution also has to matter as well. For example, right here, this play action pass early in the game that loses yards. Calcaterra gets beat almost instantly and immediately gives Jalen pressure in his face. Had Calcaterra made that block, look here. A.J. Brown was running vertically, deep shot, wide open, and it would have been a massive play. Likewise here, despite Jalen rolling to his left, I think A.J. Brown is open for a shot across the middle. Hurts himself has to execute and make that throw. I always say I'm not an all-22 guy. I'm not going to be the first to break down every single snap from this guy and that guy. But watching the film again this morning, there's plenty of issues everywhere on the Birds offense. It's not just play calling and it's not just Jalen Hurts.
We have some thoughts and we'll watch the tape and go from there. But it's been efficient. The pass game's been efficient. We just haven't hit the chunks. But what I would say, and we know we need to do that, right? That's going to open up everything. But what I would say is, in a moment when we needed a chunk, we hit the chunk with DeVonta, per Elliot's question earlier. So we need to be able to, again, we'll look at the tape and everything like that, but we haven't created a lot of explosive plays in the past 2 weeks, and we'll get better at that.
Still, context, as we say, does matter. And Steve Spagnuolo, the Chiefs DC, went after Jalen Hurts all game long, sending blitzes on 64% of Hurts' dropbacks. That's the most amount of times that Spags has blitzed in a game since 2019, which was obviously the reason why Jalen Hurts had a career low 2.11 seconds to throw the football.
There's some different nuances there, I think, that defenses show to try and present different structures in what they do. Ultimately, it's just about us going out there and playing our game and just continue to find out what our identity is. You know, I'd be lying to you if I said that we were established and we know exactly who we are, you know, but who knows who they are in week 2? Who knows who they are in week 1? Who knows who they are in that first quarter of the season? And so it's just about staying diligent, staying together, and finding ways to win.
But honestly, Jalen, he wasn't terrible either. He didn't throw an interception, played clean football, and went 6 for 8 on third downs with a 95% completion percentage. Those 2 points alone, right there, do matter when it comes to playing winning football, and it's a massive reason why the Birds quarterback has now won 16 straight games that he has both started and finished in the NFL. Still, though, Hurts will be the first to tell you they must improve this offense and improve it quickly despite the 2-0 start.
I think that's the most important thing is finding a way to win. And, you know, given the competitive nature of the game and how our games have gone when we play this team. So it's a really good team. We got a ton of respect for them, obviously, but you got to come in with a sense of focus. You got to stay patient within yourself, stay patient within the team and your role, and let things come to you. And I think as a team, we showed up when we needed to the most, and that's the most important thing in this league is finding ways to win. Jake Elliott showing up and making a big-time kick before half. And earlier in the game as well, defense showing up and getting a turnover when it was needed, you know, and we know how important the turnover battle is. Being able to play turnover-free football, in a sense, that helps as well. And showing up when the moment requires someone to show up. And hell of a play by Smitty. Same play he made 2 years ago, the same part of the field, other one ended in a score. I just think overall everybody's staying within themselves and finding a way to win. It's something that you have to take pride in. Take pride in finding a way. Take pride in winning one, and take pride in what is required of you to win. And I think as a team, defensively, they played lights out. Offensively, we showed up when we needed to, 2-6. Showed up when we needed him to, and we just want to continue to build.
I'm not going to sit here and defend the Birds offense and tell you everything's going to be just fine. Just give them a little bit of time. I believe that, but 2 straight weeks of 0 A.J. Brown and 0 DeVonta Smith, that is a massive problem. And Kevin Patullo, for as much confidence as I still have in him, this offense is going to be just fine in my opinion. They have got to figure things out very, very quickly because eventually they need to score a lot of points and move the football vertically through the air to win a game. If they don't do that, people are really going to start to freak out. Although, positive here, if you were worried about A.J. Brown and Smitty, another slow game, how would they react? Well, once again, the media's favorite made-up diva gave a fantastic team-oriented answer post-game.
This team is it's a new team, but this team DNA just is resilient. It's going to try to just find a way to win, no matter what that looks like. So I'm getting doubled, rotating to my side sometimes. Today was a lot of 0, but most of the time, I still got doubled. So
you're going to get that every year. It's only week 2 of the season. You have things you have to iron out. You're going to get that every year regardless, no matter if it's the same OC or not.
I've chosen to be concerned, but I also need to appreciate the fact the Birds just went into Arrowhead and scored enough points to win. And also, they had great protection all day despite the blitzes, and they ran the football, not fantastic, but a ton better than the last time they faced Spags defense. That, again, is a plus.
You submit yourself to team football, and wherever it takes. That's just the mindset that we have. And, that's the mindset they had even before I was here. That's why they've been super successful over the years. Obviously, talented players and great coaches and a great staff. But, we always talking to each other. Defense making plays, saying we got you. Defense let a big one. We know we got to have them. Special teams coming big. We do it on all 3 phases, and we're going to have to continue to do it throughout the season.
Oh, and side note here, shout out to Jake the Make. This guy has been incredible to start the season. He's a perfect 3 for 3 on field goals this year. All 3 of them have been over 50 yards. Jake the Make, he's clearly back. Now, of course, for all the talk about the Birds' offense, Philadelphia's defense once again won the day, making Patrick Mahomes look extremely mediocre almost all game long with clutch play after clutch play, as Patrick finished a horrific 16 of 29 for 187 yards with really just one nice throw, this deep ball against the Birds' defense. If you take away Patrick Mahomes running the football very well early on in this football game, the Birds' defense completely shut down the greatest quarterback of all time. And right now, Vic Fangio, in back-to-back second halves, has only allowed 7 total points against the Dallas Cowboy offense and Patrick Mahomes. He clearly has the greatest quarterback of all time's number, and that has got to count for something because Vic Fangio was in his bag yesterday. The Birds' defense, already 2 weeks in, they've been really, really good. Even Adoree Jackson looked much improved from week 1, albeit against a much worse receiving core, but hey, positive here, he wasn't terrible. And then also, how about the Birds' defensive line, Jalen Carter back, generating pressure all game long? With newly signed edge rusher Za'Darius Smith, the clear standout here with 4 tackles, half a sack, 1 TFL, 1 quarterback hit in just 20 snaps. Howie Roseman absolutely cooked with the Za'Darius Smith signing. That is going to go down as a really important one as the season progresses. Josh Uche was also fantastic. Nolan Smith had some clutch plays. This defensive front, I'm not ready to say they're better than 2024, but they look very, very good. Jordan Davis, and especially with Jalen Carter back in the mix.
Really proud of our defense to find a way to turn the ball over. Really proud of our defense to find ways to keep the ball in front of them for the most part, be on the same page for the most part. We got to clean some of those things up. But we tackled well, I think. I thought we took the ball away when we needed to. You always want more, obviously. I thought we beat blocks well. Coop had a block. They threw a little bubble pass out there, which they do a lot of, and Coop beats the block on a really good blocker with Smith-Schuster. He beats it and makes the play right after he made a really big tackle. So, it's good when you see your habits of what you talk about consistently and that you do at practice consistently show up in a big-time game, because at the end of the day, I think we're going to get enthralled by all the design of this play or that play and this defense or that defense. This game comes down. This game's simple sometimes, right? It comes down to who tackled better. It comes down to, and that's a good tackling team too. They do such a good job on their fundamentals. It's very obvious on their tape. It's very obvious on, that when they have angled tackles on Saquon that they're able to, at times, most of the time, get them down. Because they work on it too, but it's going to come down to tackling. It's going to come down to block destruction. It's going to come down to blocking. It's going to come down to who catches the ball better. It's going to come down to, who takes care of the football better and who takes it away better.
I think with all the comparisons to the 2023 Eagles through the first 2 weeks, I'm sure I'm going to see those in the comments. Go ahead, leave them down below. The one difference so far is the Birds' defense, having an adult in the room, or borderline genius in a DC, plus a ton of seriously impressive young players at all three levels. These guys are going out there every single week and making play after play after play. And what's honestly terrifying for the rest of the National Football League is the Birds' newest defensive weapon in safety Drew Mukuba, whose interception in the red zone was the real turning point in that win.
He's got a knack to find the football. You can see it on his college tape. Some guys have that. I think we have that at a lot of our levels of our defense. I think Jalen Carter has that. I think Zach Bond has that. I think Cooper DeJean has that. Reed Blankenship showed to have that, and he has that. It's going to come down to who takes the ball away, who protects the ball, and who takes the ball away. And we had a big one. And Drew was that. When you see interceptions in the NFL, the quarterback's not throwing the ball to that guy, obviously, right? And so it's very rare that you get just this clean pick. They happen, but a lot of them happen off those types of plays right there. With a bounce of the ball and then being in the right spot. It first starts with everyone being on the same page and being in the right spot.
In just his second game in the NFL, Mukuba played 48 total defensive snaps, registered 6 tackles, 1 TFL, half a sack, 2 receptions allowed, and of course the interception. This guy has picked up Fangio's defense in record time. Told reporters after the game that the more comfortable he keeps getting, the scarier he's going to be for opposing offenses.
Very confident. It was just a confidence booster. As I go and as I grow, I tend to, gain more confidence. And what's the name? Reid on the sideline was one of the guys that was encouraging me throughout the whole game, to stay positive, stay confident, because, it's times where I feel like with plays I could have made I didn't make, and I kind of beat myself up a little bit, but I had a guy like Reid next to me telling me to stay confident, keep going. But as I play and as I make the plays that I make and be in a position, I feel like I gain more confidence just being out there and getting comfortable. And I feel like sooner or later, I'm going to get really, really comfortable, and it's going to be scary.
Vic Fangio on 3rd and 8 is going to call Mukuba's number, and he comes like a bat out of hell to Mahomes. On 3rd and 8, Mahomes can't shake Mukuba. Oh, and his new best friend, Za'Darius Smith. They meet at the ball right there, getting to know each other. This is a big play here, huge play. 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1, that's Hollywood Brown right there. He's going to run a shallow cross with the rub at the bottom by Kelce. He's going to run right over the top of it. But here's the key. Hollywood catches it, and then he gets the block knocked off right there for no gain. And what is it? 4th down.
Philadelphia's defense already being this great 2 weeks into the season is something we didn't experience this early last season. As we forget, it took till at least Week 7 versus the Giants for Fangio and company to start putting the pieces together. After they figured it out in Week 7, the Birds' defenses following 12 weeks only allowed 21-plus points in 2 of those 12 games. And that's going to be a big reason why Philadelphia should be okay the next couple of weeks for the offense to have those growing pains, because even when your offense, like it did on Sunday, struggled at times with the football vertically through the air, they still put up enough points, but had a defense that had their back and virtually won the game for them in the end. Now, quickly on the brotherly shove here, because I don't want to talk about it, but a ton of people on Twitter are crying about, oh my gosh, it's so unfair. And look, the Birds are false starting on every single play. Guys, the Chiefs were also jumping early too. It's not my fault or the Eagles' fault the NFL can't seem to correctly call this play, even though line judges are looking right at the football. Until teams figure out how to stop it, which they can't, the Birds are going to keep running this thing with a massive amount of success. Like, cry all you want and maybe ban it next year. The brotherly shove is here for at least the next 16 or 17 or 18 games, and the Birds are going to continue to be the only team out there that can actually run it.
I would argue that they were in the neutral zone a lot, and taking every inch that they had. They called the first one to back them up. I didn't think they necessarily backed up, but it's, it is what it is. And they're going to do other things to try to stop that with, the way, again, don't want to get too much into it, but they're doing everything they can do. So it's a little bit, there's a little bit of gamesmanship on both sides with that.
In the end, I got to be positive today. I know we're going to see plenty of comments saying the offense is cooked, Kevin Patullo should be fired, there's problems all over the place, and yet they're 2-0. And they just beat a very pesky Cowboy team that dropped a ton of points yesterday. They won that game on Sunday versus the Giants defense, which should be much improved. And then they went into Arrowhead and beat a team that has thought all offseason long, we just have to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. We can just avenge the Super Bowl loss, and yet they weren't able to do it because the Bird defense played great, Mukuba played great, and the offense, as bad as it was at times, played turnover-free football, and that's got to matter. And I'm with Jalen Hurts, as you saw right at the end of the game. Chris Jones trying to talk a little bit of smack about his statistics. He fired right back and said, you know what, winning's the only thing that matters.
2-0 start to the season. Meanwhile, the Chiefs are about to start 0-2 and hand Patrick Mahomes.
I do think Kevin Patullo has got to improve. This offense has got to look a lot more dynamic in week 3 versus the LA Rams than we've seen the first 2 weeks. Is he going to be able to do that? That remains to be seen. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. And of course, be sure to go ahead and subscribe because awesome giveaways are happening here very soon. A brand new Jordan Spector art piece. I think I'm going to announce that on the next video. Is shipping to my house right now. Might be my favorite so far, so lots of fun giveaways. Be sure to subscribe. And of course, interact down below. I want to see your guys' thoughts. Grade the Eagles win. Are you concerned? Are you feeling good? I'll read every single comment and reply to a bunch of them, so let me know down below. Early here, recording on a Monday morning. Excited to get a recap up, and hey, at least they are 2-0. A lot of NFL teams cannot say the same thing. So, I'm Thomas Mott. This has been a Victory Monday on the Thomas Mott Show.